Yes.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our channel.
Hello.
My name
Hi,
is Jenna.
I'm IJ.
And I'm Dior.
And so tonight we're going to talk about Married at First Sight, season 14, episode number 4. We're already there, number 4.
I know.
Not much has happened, but we're at episode 4.
We're finally at the honeymoon. So
right. But before we begin, people, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on your notifications.
Oh, and I want to say thank you for everyone who subscribed. We had 300 subscribers.
Yay! We are very happy about that. Okay, so this has been a very interesting episode.
It sure has.
A lot has happened.
Didn't know whether to be happy or cry. And I'm just like, it's only the 4th episode. Like, wow, it's a lot of drama.
Yeah, a lot of drama, unnecessary drama.
Yes,
of course. Yeah. So we're going to start off talking about Mark the Shark and Lindsay. So I thought it was great that, at the end of the night when they were all like winding down, that they took the time to talk about the mothers, which is, huge issues in their lives. I thought it was great that they got it out in the open. They weren't embarrassed about it. They weren't scared to tell the other person about it. So I thought that was really good.
Yeah, they're starting to build that emotional connection, which is really good, especially when you don't know the person, but it's really good to be like vulnerable with your partner. So, I mean, it seemed like, things were going well.
Yeah, I thought it was good that, well, one thing I wanted to find out, which hopefully we'll find out as the show progresses, how is Lindsay's mother's relationship with the brother? Is it as volatile as it is with her, or do they get along? Because if it's bad with the brother, then it's the mother. But if it's bad with just Lindsay, then there's something between the two of them that is causing the conflict. So I'm just curious.
That's funny you say that, because like when I was watching that part when she was talking about her mother, I feel bad for thinking this, but I'm like, is it the mother or is it you? Got a little glimpse of her personality. So it's just like,
well, she's able to get along with her dad.
Really well. Yeah.
Really well. So it's something with their relationship. It could be that they both have almost the same personalities and it's just a bit of a clash in there. So I think it's something between the mother and her, because she's able to get along with her brother and her father.
Right. But they just might have more patience than the mother has,
They both, they're both,
It could be pushovers,
Right. And it was surprising to me when Mark explained his mother's illness, because I thought that she had like an illness, like a deathly illness. But it's not that. It's a mental illness. She's going through great depression. And that has to be hard as a child to see your mother go through that and see her slowly change. And there's nothing you can do to get her out of it, Yeah.
Debilitating.
Yeah. And she's not willing to get help, which would be even more frustrating, Yeah. So it's good that Lindsay,
they both have dysfunctional, some type of dysfunction in their families. If that's something that they both can relate to, it makes it easier to talk when you have somebody who's gone through something similar or going through the same thing as yourself.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that their family meetings went well.
I did too.
Yeah, with Lindsay, when she's not drinking, she's likable. But when she's drinking, she's impossible. So yeah, so I wish she would be more like the reasonable, funny, caring, quirky Lindsay without the alcohol than she is than the crazy, manic Lindsay when she's drinking. Because she was drunk her whole wedding and into the night.
Yeah, I wonder the reason why Mark is probably so patient and caring is because he had to be that way with his mother. So maybe that's why he sees Lindsay's quirkiness. He's able to tolerate it somewhat more than most people would. and he's able to deal with it because he's dealt with people that have emotional issues.
Right. But I have to say that Mark looked petrified when the dad was telling him.
Petrified all the time.
But he looked even more petrified when the dad was telling him about Lindsay and how Lindsay gets when she gets upset, and that she like is lethal with her mouth. So his eyes were big and he just looked shocked. So
I like his dad, was it his dad, her dad?
Yeah, it was his dad. Mm-hmm.
She's had a vicious mouth. Is that what you said?
Right.
I was like, whoa.
I feel bad for him if he ever has to be the end of, the receiver for that mouth.
Yeah.
I bet.
And we don't know how he is when he's mad. Maybe he'll lash back.
It's hard to see, but I mean, we never know.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You go, no. I don't see. It'd be hard for me to see him go off.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I'm happy their families met, the friends met with him. They gave him advice. They gave him the little goodie bag with
that's cute.
With things to help out when she gets Lindsay like. So I thought that was
I was surprised to see that she had friends. So I'm like, someone was able to tolerate her. And the show as her friend.
Yeah, her friends are cute. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's move on to Lajuan and Katina. They have a lot of chemistry, and I thought that they were going to sleep together. So we don't know yet if Mark and Lindsay slept together. They haven't said either way. And we did find out, which I think we're all surprised that Olajuwon and Katina did not sleep together.
I wasn't surprised.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't sure.
You're maybe going to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought that they weren't, but then as the night progressed and then kissing in the bed, I thought that they did. But it turns out that they didn't, which is good. Like, he needs to slow his roll. He is just like too thirsty. I'm sorry. He's actually really thirsty with her.
Yeah, he was just like, oh, come out here. Like,
I was like, boy, sit down.
When they woke up that morning, he was saying like, he was glad she didn't have morning breath. And
that's what I was going to ask you guys.
I was going to say she had a whole full face of makeup on.
That's what I was going to ask you guys.
Hair was done and everything. Yeah. She woke up at 5 a.m., brushed her teeth, and laid her ass back down in the bed.
So I was going to ask you, do you guys think that they all did that? Because a lot of them were like just like this in each other's faces, and everyone has moaning breath.
When he mentioned the morning breath, I was like, there is no way I would wake up and have a full conversation with somebody that close, especially when I don't know them.
Right. Yeah. I think they all got up, brushed their teeth, and got back into bed, or had some
makeup on and brushed her hair, because when we saw her going to bed, she had her hair tied up thing with a little bun thing, and then going to bed. We didn't get to see, and she had makeup on still when she laid up in the bed, and her glue on eyelashes too. Hers isn't the extended eyelashes. Hers are the glued on ones. When they showed her in the morning, I was just like, I know you didn't go to bed like that. And you went to bed like that, but I know it didn't last all night.
No, not like that. Not
that wig doesn't look that good in the morning without you.
When you're not wearing a scarf. We all know that.
Now, come on, girl.
Exactly.
She looked cute, and I would do the same thing,
Right. But I also thought that they also were really honest with each other. They both talked about their past. And Olajuwon admitted that he was a player, but he kept on saying, like, even in the interviews, during my college years, I was playing around. I wasn't serious. I was, skipping from girl to girl. But the thing is, unless he's been in college since he was 27, he's still doing it. So why isn't he being fully honest? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe it was at its highest point when he was in college. He was just going through women.
But he's 29.
Bang, bang, bang.
Right. There's at least 7 years between. If you went to college at the time, every normal person does, like, right? Not normal, but like
average.
Traditionally do right out of high school, and you did it in 4 or 5 years. I'll give you 5, maybe 6. Like, you have at least 7 years, 6 or 7 years that you've been out of college. So
right. But he did say the past 2 years he's been reflecting on himself. So that kind of takes it back to 27. We don't know if he's celibate.
Well, he said he hasn't cuddled. Well, he hasn't cuddled with a woman.
That doesn't mean he hasn't banged.
Yeah. He's just been hidden, quit it. He's been.
Yeah, that's why he doesn't know how to cuddle, because he's never had someone spend the night, you know? So, which is kind of sad, right?
Did he say that he's never had anybody spend the night?
So what?
Did he say he's never had anybody
spend the night? No, but if you don't know how to cuddle, then isn't that what it means?
No, because it's mean that you just don't like cuddling because you get hot at night or whatnot, and you just don't like having people touch you.
Okay.
I'm sure he spent the night several times at women's homes.
Yeah. But it hasn't been to that point where cuddling would happen, is what you're saying.
Right. Where he's like that romantically involved with them or not.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So his meeting with her friends did not go so well.
Mm-mm.
For one thing, the way he looked was so juvenile. It's like, how are you gonna meet someone with your hat to your back, like grown people? It was just.
Do you hit on a sore point that I do want to bring up? Out of all the couples, even Chris and Alyssa BS, Olajuwon and Katina are the two most immature couples out of them all. For some reason, I just feel that they're immature and they have additional growth to do. For some reason, I just feel that way. I don't know.
Even Katina, you feel that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, later on, we'll get into what she says and does that just makes me feel like you have some growing to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I definitely see that with Olajuwon. With Katina, I see that a little bit, but not as much. You know, I think she carries herself pretty well. Mm-hmm. But we'll wait to hear what you have to say about why you think that. Mm-hmm.
I really like her friend Jelani.
The guy?
Yeah. I was like, why did she date him?
Because he's in the friend zone.
Protective and he was cute.
He has a great body too. He looks good. And he was grilling him, and he seemed, very intelligent. And he was right. Like Olajuwon was giving like canned answers. They weren't like real answers.
And he was really defensive. When he was answering.
He's a defensive person.
And I think it's because it was coming from a dude that he was like, more defensive than he probably would have been if it was coming from.
But I feel like he's defensive, period. He's quick to temper. I feel like he's quick to temper.
Really? But you haven't really seen that.
I can feel that we can mark it here, people. I said he's quick to temper. Watch.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Just judging from what happened in the honeymoon, I
don't think that was his fault though.
And let's just wait till we get to
let's right. Okay. So then I love Jasmina and Michael. I'm still into them. I thought their night and morning went really well. And, Jasmina wasn't trying to front. She came out of the bathroom with her do-rag.
She kept it real.
Like, say something. And he said nothing.
Yeah, like, what are you going to say? This is how it's going to be every night.
Every night. Right.
And he's like, I feel like they're really like calling each other out on things. Like when they talked about the last names. And I feel like I'm like Jasmina. Even if I don't want something a certain way, I will ask you, well, what if this? Like, I'm a very hypothetical person because I want to know like how you react if we didn't agree on something. So, but he was just like, why are you creating something out of nothing? Like, you don't even want to keep your life.
Right. That would be me. Like, why are we having this conversation if it's not going to be a first, yeah.
But it's good that neither of them got mad. They just joked about it. I think
there should be nothing to get upset about.
Right. I think they have good chemistry together, and I'm just interested in seeing it grow. Me
too.
Yeah. Jasmina's meeting with the sisters went great.
Yeah, she was so cute.
Yeah, they were all cute. They were all really like each other. I don't know why it bothered her so much that he's a little bit of a pessimist. I'm kind of like that. Like, I like to prepare myself. So I'm not going to think that, like, I like to call it a realist. I'm not going to think
a realist too.
Yeah, I'm not going to think that everything is rosy and great. People are going to be perfect I have to look into reality and see that, some things might not go right. And I need to be prepared for that.
And it's okay if things don't go
of
right.
feel
It's not
her
going to
that
make you think negative about everything. It's okay if things don't go right. It's not thinking negatively. It's just reality.
I feel her, and there are levels to it, because I've been with someone who was just so negative, and it kind of puts a downer on everything, and it's just like you're trying to let them help them see the bright side of things, and it just really can change the dynamic. But so I think it's levels. There's a realist, and then there is just a pessimist and a negative person,
right?
And I think she has to just see what he is.
Yeah, I don't see him being a pessimist, at least not from what he's shown us, so far.
Right. Yeah. Well, we haven't seen much.
That's true.
I don't think she should preempt him being a pessimist, but we just have to see. But yes, there is a way that can be a bad thing.
Yeah.
I think that family and friends need to be careful of what they say to people when you're just introducing and meeting people. It's you need to be careful, because it can put a seed of doubt, or a little seed of, is he being negative now? Is he seeing his family did say he's being negative,
Right.
So
but I also think the person needs to just listen and just observe and get to know their husband, or their spouse. I said husband, but there's another person that just takes everything that people are saying. But I think she's trying to fit her narrative of them, not being compatible. But I think the families need to watch what they're saying, but also the people just need to kind of get to know their significant other for themselves and make their own judgments.
And Jasmina's mother was shook. I think that she
was straight on. She was
shook because she was scared for her daughter. But she, like you said, she was straightforward. She said exactly. She told him her fears, her concerns. Yeah. And she wasn't scared to say it. And I think he took it well. I think he understood where she was coming from and why she was so concerned, which is normal. Any rational parent would be worried.
Now, could you imagine if it was Olajuwon and he was being grilled like that?
You think he would react?
I don't think he would have been as cordial or as understanding, because after a while it will start grating on his nerves. That, okay, why am I being questioned, so much about it and so forth. And I can understand the family's fear. I would definitely ask those questions.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's good that she did,
especially after watching the show.
Yeah. Right. So what do you think about Steve and Noi's wedding night? And
I was so happy. She was so worried about him accepting her without her makeup and without her hair, without her makeup, and with just accepting her
acne in her skin,
her acne in her skin. And he was just still thought her beautiful, still wanted to cuddle with her and so forth. And I know that gave her a boost.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I thought they're really cute, and they seem to have a chemistry as well.
I was enjoying Sriracha. I was like, yes, girl, grill him, grill his non-working ass.
Sriracha was Sriracha from head to toe, jewelry, hair, color, glitter, waves, everything. I was like, oh wow, okay.
And
he just took it with stride.
Yeah, she was grilling him, and he needed to be grilled, and he wasn't really able to answer the questions that great.
He didn't want to answer them.
When they connected back and she asked him what his plan, he said if and when he decides to get work.
I know.
And I'm just like, whoa, what do you mean if?
Yeah. I can understand freelancing if you make good money, but then you don't have the security of benefits. But it's almost like there's people who are contractors.
Yes, she has benefits.
She does.
Right. And that's okay. You're married.
Right. Yeah. If she has good benefits, then it's okay, because there's a lot of contractors who stay contractors because they get paid more than hired people because of that reason. They don't have benefits. But if she
wants contractors be out here making $200 an hour, so
yeah, I know. But then it's also not a secure job. Your contract can end. They might not need you to freelance anymore, and then you're off looking for a new job. And so if you're starting a family, like that's not ideal.
I mean, he could be the primary caretaker though, like so they wouldn't have to pay for daycare, and if hopefully he's like saving his money where he has a good, I don't know, I mean, because he doesn't seem, the thing is that he doesn't seem like he's completely careless and reckless.
Is it because he's Asian? You're saying that?
Huh?
Is it because he's Asian? You're saying that?
No, because he seems to be mature. You know what I'm saying?
Seems to be mature.
If I agree. Elijah Wan, I would be like, I don't know, because he just kind of seems immature and young-minded. So he seems like he knows what he's doing. I don't know.
But his father was like, he's a free spirit. His father didn't seem happy about the situation.
No, and which father would be? Would you be happy if your kid was like, if he doesn't say, "Hey, mom, I'm gonna quit work and da da da." No, you're gonna go to work.
Right. Yeah. So I think he's concerned. The mother seemed like concerned. Noi seems concerned, as she should be.
I definitely would be concerned. I don't know you.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I think he needs to understand
together. So I hope they like evaluated his situation. We just don't know about it. I said the experts, like, they allowed him to get married. So I'm hoping that they evaluated his like financial situation.
Yeah, I said that before, that they had to have known that he wasn't working.
No, they did know. Yeah, they did know
it. So I'm sure that they looked into it. But I also think that he needs to take accountability and answer questions to her. That's the only person he really owes any answers to is Noi. That's the only person. So I wonder if they talked off camera about it and he told her what his financial situation is, because as time progresses. But I think he just needs to understand how people feel. But obviously he doesn't really care because he's continuing to do it. So he must be having some type of financial foothold. He must have money stocked up somewhere.
He just might not care and be like, this is how I want to live my life and I'm going to live it. Because he doesn't seem to be like concerned at all,
Yeah, so you
know before they turn in our marriage license, please let me know.
And you know what? Not just let me know. Let me see that bank account. Let me see the proof, because I don't know what you're trying to prove, because I'm not about to be your work slave. Bring you home the money so that you can decide to work when you
and travel at leisure. I wonder when the couples share their finances, like their bank statements with each other. At what point of this process do they do that?
I think
if they even do it.
In the past, it seems like they had discussed it kind of shortly after they moved in together.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
all right. So what?
Oh, nothing.
Mm-hmm. And last but definitely not least, we have Alyssa, the bitch, and Chris.
I just can't. Like,
this should be called gaslight. That's what we're gonna write across our theme.
She's gaslight. A liar. He called her out. She is a liar.
She's a liar.
I'm not a liar.
And he called her a liar I can't.
And
I don't want him to give her any chance at all. Like he's like, if she's 1% and I'm there.
I wanted to slap him.
Well, you know what? Listen, you can't be mad at him for doing that, because he wants this relationship to work. This is what he came for.
It is so clear. She has not given him the least bit.
But we've seen it before, like maybe once or twice before, where it's actually worked.
But it wasn't that bad. It was.
No, it was bad. You didn't see it. It was Jamie and her husband.
Season 1.
She was grossed out by that guy.
She was grossed out by him.
Remember, she was crying.
She was huddled down on the floor crying. So it was that bad. But she did give him more of a chance.
Being a bitch though, like a complete bitch. She was just like, I'm not attracted to him. But
you should just tell him. She has told him in several ways we're just not compatible. She should have said, I don't like your teeth and I don't find you.
No, you don't have to be that mean. I think saying we're not compatible is good.
He's not.
No, she needs to say, I'm not
feel like he's
attracted.
snaggletooth, is he?
She feels
they're a little dingy and a little like sharp.
They're a little crooked, but I don't think he's definitely not a snaggletooth.
No, but I think that she needs to blatantly say, I'm not attracted to you at all. That's what she needs to say.
That's one of my things that I need to be like. That's
important to me because I'm shallow.
Right. And I think that's what she's trying to cover up. I don't think she wants the cameras or us to see how shallow she is.
That's why she got so mad at him when he told her family.
Right.
Oh, he said, like, he didn't even, I just can't. Like,
well, you know what? I was glad that she at least had the decency to tell him in the middle of the night what the issue was, because she was planning on just leaving and letting him stew and be up all night trying to figure out what went wrong. So at least at 2:30, she came back.
I was surprised
out the cameras and told him. And then he was like, oh, okay, now I get it. She doesn't find me attractive. And then why does she want to continue this relationship?
I can tell you why. The reason why is because if she left right now, if she left the day after the wedding, she would look so bad on national TV. She's thinking everybody is seeing this. What I will do is I will just go ahead and work with the flow and try to put on a front. But unfortunately for her, her dislike of him is so great that she can't even stand being around him. And everybody sees it. Camera sees it.
She's a horrible person, because I'm like, if I'm gonna go on the honeymoon and I really want us to like at least explore a friendship, like I wouldn't have a stank face and like just not.
You would be doing things with him. You would be talking to him.
I would.
Even as a friend. Even
at the airport, she couldn't even stand by him. She just walked past him, like, and didn't acknowledge him, like he didn't even exist.
So I want to know why. This is how I feel about him. Do you not love and care about yourself enough?
Well,
she's taking it too far. The ignoring him, the walking by. No. You don't even know this
probably
person.
Just wants to make this work for a little bit. I would love for him to be like,
make what work with you.
I'm out of here and leave. Yeah, and then she'll be like, how dare he leave me? Then that would like blow her mind, which I want him to do, but I can
she wouldn't even care. She wouldn't even care.
Yes, she would. She would be embarrassed that he dumped her and she didn't dump him. Oh, yes, she would.
He's already like I'm mad at him.
I'm not attracted to you. Like, look at your face.
Look at your double chin.
Look at your skinny, no body, no boobs, no butt. Just a straight stage.
Oh,
I would just go off on her.
Like,
I would say to her, look at your Botox, look at your filler lips and your Botox injected face. That's why her lips are just like, when she didn't have her makeup on, I was like, ooh.
But we're petty. Like I'm sensing that we're very petty, and that's why we want him to go tit for tat.
Right.
Yes. Because I want him to grow some balls.
He does have balls, because at the honeymoon.
Yes, when we get there.
So,
but she said when they were packing for the honeymoon and so forth, and she's like, and he's always saying yes.
He's yesing me.
Yes, why don't you just do your own stuff?
I just wanted to slap her. I wanted to slap her on his behalf. Like, please.
Yes.
You don't gotta pay me. Just like I'll come there and slap you
and then walk away.
No. Pow. That's on Chris's behalf, because he can't do it. I'm gonna do it for him.
For you, right.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. You know what's funny about
you can go do your own things and do things that you want, but you guys got married and
I know.
you don't know each other. So why would he go explore? Like, he's trying to get to know.
Yeah. And she says, and I is it my fault that I want to take things slow? Like I don't like jump into bed with people and then want to sleep with a stranger, you knew exactly what you were getting into.
You do.
You knew when and that's why he said she's gaslighting, because she is. She's trying to get into his mind to make him think that
there is a chance when there's not. And
that he's wrong about everything. No, he's not. His friends didn't say things that would make somebody say,
no, his friends were not helping his situation at all. So, but that's not the reason. That's not the reason why she admitted that's not the reason why she was upset. She was upset because they're not compatible. She doesn't find him attractive.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's okay. You don't have to find him attractive. And you know what was me? I would go on the free honeymoon trip.
You know what I thought was so interesting? How her mother reacted. Because her mother was like, I'm tired of this shit. Like, she's tired of the girl's bullshit. Like, I think.
Well, the mother called it.
Like, this was her last chance to be able to find someone. I just don't think I just don't see her.
Yeah, I think the mother called it right. That he's a nice guy. He's the nicest guy that she's dated, and that she should give him a chance.
Right. Yeah. All right, so let's move on to the honeymoon.
Yes.
You know, everyone was excited to get on the plane.
They're going to Puerto Rico.
Oh, Puerto Rico.
Hey. Have you been to Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
Have you, Dior?
Have you?
No,
No, it's beautiful.
I would like it.
No, you would, especially San Juan. San Juan is really pretty. It's a beautiful place. So it seemed like everyone was excited to see each other, to meet the couples, meet each other's spouses, and then something went awry on the plane.
Probably alcohol. I wonder if Lindsay had some alcohol.
She probably did. They probably was giving alcohol on the plane. And she got into, why weren't the cameras rolling? Or why wasn't someone filming it? Why didn't someone bring out their phone and start filming it? Because we don't know exactly what happened, because Lindsay had one.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know why Olajuwon blew up the way he did.
No, we do know why.
I know.
So
go ahead.
Okay, so she was, you know, she explained it, or he explained it. So, and you know how Lindsay is, she's extra. So, and she's been there like 8 times, she said, and I guess she speaks some of the language, and she was there for 8 months or whatever. And so I don't know why she asked Olajuwon if he knew Spanish. Maybe she was just starting a conversation. And he said, I know a little bit of it. And
he looks kind of Hispanic.
No, he looks mixed to me. He doesn't look Hispanic to me. And so, and he said, I only know a little bit of it. And she's like, well, you should start speaking Spanish. And then he was like, no, I'm going to speak English because that's what I know how to speak. And then she's like, well, you're in the native land, so you should speak what they speak. And then it's like, she doesn't know Olajuwon. So you're not going to get in a Black man's face and tell him what to do. You're just
or a Black woman. You're not going to get into anybody's face. It doesn't have to be a Black.
Well, okay, but especially, let's keep it 100, especially a Black
man. Is an angry Black man?
No, a Black man or Black woman, you're not going to get in their face and tell them, you know, what to do. You're just not. No one's going to get in my face and tell me what to do. Some stranger that I don't know. That's not going to happen. I'll be polite. I'll be polite. And I think he was polite, but you know, Lindsay doesn't stop. And she kept on. And then it escalated. And then Katina got into it, defending her man and telling her to back down and calm down. And you know that's what happened because Mark came out and apologized for her actions. Like if Olajuwon was in the wrong, Mark would have never done that. So he knew that she was out of control. She probably, like you said, was drinking. And
then she was like, what, are you going to fight me?
Right. Yeah. And we know what that is. Yeah. So, and then she made it seem like when she was explaining it, that Olajuwon was being the aggressor and making her feel uncomfortable when she was actually the one being the aggressor.
The typical Karen move.
Yes.
I'm sorry for saying that.
Yeah.
And he came up to me and was just like going off.
Right.
And I began to feel uncomfortable.
Right.
But I wonder if he could have handled it differently.
You know what? I have a problem with that. Like a lot of times you let people get away with bad behavior because some people take the high road and they don't say anything. Yeah. And guess what happens? That a bad behavior continues and progresses because less people are saying stuff to them. So it gets even worse and worse and worse. And that's why she's like she is, because no one has told her to stop.
Friends gave him a no button. They said people need to tell her no more often. They need to tell her about herself more often. And I think you standing up for yourself. No, I don't. It doesn't sound like he like snapped or anything. He was just like, look, I'm going to do things my way. You go learn about your husband, like get to know your husband. Right. So I mean, of course it wasn't filmed, but I mean, I don't really feel like there was much he could have done.
And no one else was like upset at him. No one was interviewing,
including her husband.
Right. Yeah. What an asshole he was being. So I think we all know she was the aggressor, you know, and she's embarrassed and hiding. So,
well, I didn't think she was hiding. I think that she knew she wasn't. No, I think that she knew that her presence wasn't really wanted at that time. And Mark gave that great advice of, well, honey, why don't you just, which is amazing, honey, you go ahead and take a shower. Don't drink anymore.
Yeah, drink some water and coffee. Let that alcohol reduce, you know.
I know. So we're up to the group.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought Olajuwon handled it well too. He was like, no, I don't need her to apologize. I think we should just put it behind us and move on. And even Katina was still upset and hot about it. He was like, listen, girl, like we're here about us. Let's not let her ruin our time, you know? So I think he showed maturity, you know, and he handled it well.
I wonder if Mark
had something hard to kind of just like, I mean, I understand where Katina's coming from. Like, I mean, like I could be civil, of course, but I really don't see us being friends.
Well, I wouldn't let something like that make me not like her.
We're acting like she cussed him out and she did this and she did all that. You guys also
I think it's no. I think like you kind of get a sense of like it's her personality. I don't think it's necessarily just that. It's like that's not a personality that I gel with, and I don't see us again being best friends. And that's cool. I didn't come here to meet best friends. I came here to get a husband, and that's that.
I mean, I think she should give her another chance. I said, I think she should give her another chance, not to be best friends, but to have like some type of relationship with her, you know. Do you
think that she's a person that you ever could?
Me? No.
Okay. And you would sense that from Jump Street, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
maybe when she's not drunk.
You already know who you just not gonna be.
When she's not drunk, I think I could handle her. But when she starts drinking, it's exit stage left for me. Yeah.
She talks too much for me. I just
yeah. My only issue with her would be the talking. I like to be the one talking. We be interacting with her all the time.
Yeah.
But I like how Mark came up to the group and talked to the group and just stood there, said his piece. He was really good. Yeah, they gave him a drink. Yeah, that was the last one. Gave him a drink. But you know who I didn't get to see at that point? Alyssa. Where was she at?
She was there. She was sitting there. Right?
I was trying to look to see if she was in the toast. I mean, I didn't think she would be, but I
was looking to see where she was. But no, I'm happy he did. And he went upstairs, told her what happened and so forth. So that was good. And he also educated her on her behavior. And at her age, she's just like, and I got to learn how to, I was like, no, honey, you should have learned that a long time ago. Yeah.
So what do you think about her saying that she's in love with him? Day 2.
No, I think he's her hero. You know, he's her hero. He's nice and he's comforting and he's putting up with her wick-wack ways.
Yeah.
And he's protecting her. and not letting anybody hurt her. So yeah, she's infatuated right now. We'll see how much she sticks up for him if something should happen, you know.
I think she will. I think she's probably
she
like a
will, too.
Rottweiler.
Right. She'd be the scary one.
She would be scared.
I would be scared to be around her.
Right.
I would be the one, I would be scared to go off on her because she's the one that would go that crazy on you.
Yeah.
So, so you know what? I just want to talk about Alyssa for a little bit.
Okay.
They were showing the couples all, you know, hanging around together at the boardwalk, looking at the water and so forth. Alyssa was traveling from couple to couple. I was like, girl, if you don't sit your ass down somewhere, because these people want to be by themselves with their significant other. They don't want you the third wheel. And my new husband was standing on the wall with his hands spread, and there she was standing next.
So I saw her. I was like, that better not be Alyssa. Like, because they didn't really show her face. I was like, that better not be her.
That was her.
It was her.
It was her. Yeah.
I was like,
oh God.
Oh, and she's not embarrassed. Wouldn't you be embarrassed letting the other couple see that you're not getting along with your significant other?
I don't think
it's like she doesn't want people to know that they're together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's why that's what made me upset when they were at the airport and she just walked by and they're here. And that's what makes me upset about him, because he's allowing her to treat him like he's
But
nothing.
no, when they went to the hotel, he stood up.
Okay, at the hotel. But it's been 2 days of you acting like I'm nothing.
But at least, you know, you got to give him time. He doesn't seem like the type that's super confrontational.
Yeah, so I don't think he's gonna do that in front of other people. Like,
no, not in front of people. No, I'm talking about. He doesn't need to do it in front of people, but he needs to pull her at the side and say, "Hey, you know, I'm here." But he's probably so scared of setting her off that she'll just finally say, "I've had enough," and leave.
But I think he's at that point where he's close to. He probably still wants to be on the show and to experience, you know, do you guys think would be interesting if they had backups for each person?
No.
Wouldn't that be good? Like if the relationship doesn't work really early on, if they had a backup for each person to come on the show and
you didn't get it right the first time.
But why did I think like, y'all, let's just pair him with somebody else? Like, I mean, he's a backup. You could almost put anyone with him.
No, they should say, oh, you know what, Chris? We looked at our computer program. Ding, 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 ding. It was the wrong person.
Right.
You're right person. That's the only way that I would do it. Because this is who you chose to me. You experts on relationships.
But what is he gonna lose? Like, I mean, what, try to be miserable the rest of this? I would rather just
I would get the show.
Do you have? Like, I think I would accept another person. I already know this isn't gonna work. I'd be willing to try, like, give me your backup.
It's almost like he's willing to put himself through so much pain. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And she played with her hair the whole entire time too. She played with her hair the whole entire time. Even when she was talking to the family and it was in that ugly bun thing pulled back.
Right.
Why do you pull it back like this? You should be pulling it back like this.
Right.
So but maybe she's trying to hide her. No, she had to pull it back. She wasn't trying to hide her double chin. But now she was constantly. And then she had the hat on her face when they went into the hotel room.
I know, when he called her, when he said, "Yes, you're a liar." And then she was fighting. Yeah. And she was crying. Yeah. That's why I think like we all said, it's for show. Her, the way that she's acting. But we'll see next week. It seemed like they got along for a minute on the paddle boards. And then it looked like they then started not getting along. So
he should have taken that opportunity to whack her across the head.
Like, this is worse than Haley and Jake for me. Like, I really don't.
Was Jake the really good looking guy?
Haley, remember Haley and Jake? That's the one where he bought her the bracelet and she sent it home with her mom and he kept asking about it.
Oh yeah, this is 10 times worse.
Yeah, at least they talked.
Yeah, I think this is close to, remember that really good looking guy? They were both brunettes. She was tall and thin. Yeah. And he would never spend the night. He would never, I think it's close to that, but this is even worse.
This is worse because at least he talked to her, he was gaslighting her and so forth. But no, this is like, oof. Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah, it's bad. But you know what I noticed about this episode? They showed all the couples having some small issue near the end of the episode. Each couple, they showed where each couple might not always agree.
Yeah, even though that one with Jasmina and Michael, that was some bullshit. Yeah. It
sure was. I don't know if I can get along with him because he always sees things pessimistic, just like his sister said. And that's what I meant. Like sometimes when families say something, it hits on somebody's head. And like, yeah, you are responsible for just waiting and seeing how things work out. But here she is thinking about it. But what we didn't talk about, you guys, when they were talking to the family is Jasmina has never been in a relationship where this person lived in the same state as she did.
I know, that was so odd.
I would be concerned.
Yeah.
I must have missed her. What? I said I must have missed her session.
Yeah, she said that. And the sisters were like, what?
What? Yeah. And she had to say when they said that he's not always positive. She said in her conversation, that's a red flag for me. What about you not being in a relationship with somebody that lives in the same state as you?
Yeah.
That's a major red flag.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy.
Especially since you don't have a history of.
So how is she meeting these people? Online?
I don't know. Probably Tinder. I mean, no, Tinder, you have to be close, right? I don't know. Never mind.
I think.
Are you
I think that most of them would. I think you would need to. I think you would need to be close for most dating apps, unless it's like the thing that people use on 90 Day Fiance.
Maybe.
So she said that she's never been in a relationship where they've lived in the same state. So and then couple that with her family history. That's a major thing.
Right. So, but she says she's happy. She's really happy with them. And as long as she doesn't say what?
It's only been 2 days.
Well, that's great because a lot of people aren't. So this is progress.
Other people, yes.
Yeah. This is progress. Well, all right, ladies. It was a fun conversation with these crazy people.
Yeah.
And
it's a good season so far.
Next week, we're going to do our predictions and we're going to figure out who we think is going to stay together. So we'll write it down and then we'll compare it at the end and see who got it right.
And I want Lifetime, if you're listening, stop giving us peeks at the next week's episode. It just ruins it for me. I need to stop watching it.
Yeah, don't watch it. Turn it off.
Yeah, because it makes me think things are happening when they're not really happening.
And if we're making requests for a Lifetime, like I feel like as part of your vetting process, like we need to talk to some of their exes. Let's do that. Like that's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
Because if this continues and there's less than a 50% marriage staying together, you guys need to get new experts. I'm sorry. They do. Because this has been like, how many couples have stayed? We need to figure out how many couples have stayed together.
Yeah, that'll be our project. And then we'll do an episode where we talk about who's together and who's not. All right, ladies. Dior, take it away.
Please subscribe to our channel, comment below, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Bye everyone.
Bye.